Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Freak Show. I am your host, Cinder Soleil. We got some freaks to exploit, not in the realm of politics, just random social commentary. I picked some random stories. I understand there's a lot of big things going on in the world, but I want to take some time to look at some other random stories that I found across the internet today. Starting with arguably the most obnoxious e-girl that kind of ruined the reputation of women in gaming. And that's exactly what we're talking about here. Pokimane talks about being a female streamer now versus 10 to 15 years ago. If you were a girl gaming online, people were actually so nice to you. If they treated you so well, they'd gift you free stuff. It makes me sad. I'm 23 years old. I was not permitted to play a lot of. I didn't really have an interest in a lot of like online multiplayer games. And I was kind of restricted from accessing online multiplayer for the longest time because, especially if you were a girl, you were a target for some crazy fucking people. Yeah, I don't think it was any better. Maybe what Poki here is remembering is she had a lot more simps when she was in her hoe phase and she was actually kind of young, not old. Not old and busted and however old she is now, 40. Simps do not represent the entirety of gamer culture, especially when it comes to online multiplayer, especially when it comes to old school Xbox 360 lobbies, especially when it comes to fucking... God, I don't even... Oh my god. Okay, don't take my word for it, I'll play the clip for you. Listen to this.
Okay, guys. I have an alt TikTok that sometimes I just blah 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 on, whatever. Earlier today, I did this random little TikTok where I was talking about how...
Maybe I'm biased because I already really don't like Pokimane. She's incredibly obnoxious. The way she talks puts my teeth on edge. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, man, there's so many just obnoxious, fake, condescending women in this sort of leftist, pretentious streamer space, gamer girl space especially. Like fucking Casey Tron, oh my god. It pains me to listen to Casey Tron. It pains me to listen to Denims. It pains me to listen to Frogan. And yes, it pains me to listen to fucking Pokimane. She is no better. She just feels so fucking fake. Anyway, I'll let her keep talking, unfortunately.
Hear me out. Do you guys remember like 10, 15 years ago? I feel like 10, 15 years ago, if you were a girl gaming online, people were actually so nice to you. Like so nice, they treated you so well. They would like gift you free stuff, all this stuff. Do you guys remember? But nowadays, I feel like girls are a little bit scared to game online or to use their mic or whatever. I just like, sometimes I think about these days and I'm like, I'm not hallucinating that, right? But that's the thing, it makes me sad for maybe like younger women who just got into gaming and they think that this is just how it's been all the time, but that's not so much the case, I don't think. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's always been some issues in relation to misogyny, but at one...
Well, what is it then? Have there always been issues in relation to misogyny, or were men just so nice and gifting you free... First of all, why is that your determining factor for if someone is so nice and a decent human, apparently, is if they gift you free shit? What the fuck? What the fuck kind of metric is that? I feel like it's 50-50. A lot of people roll their eyes at women gamers when they pop up on, Battle Royale or online multiplayer and games like Call of Duty and stuff. And honestly, I can't really blame them because of the reputation of people like Pokimane. Oh wow, it's another e-girl. And the Karen culture, this sort of Karenocracy when it comes to media. It feels like there's a lot of men that are like stepping on eggshells and trying to be nice to women today because they don't want to get fucking canceled. There are a lot more who are against that shit and now go out of their way to make a statement about lady gamers and ladies in gaming spaces. Karens have made gaming so much fucking worse. Doesn't matter if they're developers, doesn't matter if they're HR managers at fucking EA. Doesn't matter if they're people like Pokimane. The feminization of the gaming space has turned a lot of games flamin' gay and has caused a sort of backswing when it comes to integrating, like carving out a space in gaming at large for women to be more accepted. They're asshole men, but at the same time, as much as I want to blame the asshole men, I also gotta blame the e-girls that would browbeat normal men just for random shit. Oh my, like calling you, he called you a bitch in this lobby. Oh my god, ban him, it's a bannable offense. He said a mean joke about you should be in the kitchen. Oh my god, not that. That's me being nice. Cause that 10 to 15 years ago, they were so nice. That's a load of bullshit. 10 to 15 years ago, there were a bunch of 13 and 14-year-old boys rage quitting in fucking Halo or Call of Duty, telling each other they're going to rape your mom. I can only imagine how much worse it was if you were a lady. I really can. So that's a load of horse shit, what she's saying here. And thankfully everybody is catching on to this, Mr. Obvious. Holy shit, she's literally reminiscing about her simp era. Women cannot be real, what the fuck, man, absolutely. Again, I think there's good lady gamers. I don't think something I hate about this kind of stuff is that Pokimane should not be the face of lady gamers or what women want in streaming. It's because people like her ruined it. She complained back then about not being as successful as men, and now men want nothing to do with these women. And I hate this point about, like, why am I not as successful as men? Like the gender pay gap sort of thing. Like, people were going on about that in streaming for a while. Why are lady streamers paid less? Why are lady streamers never at the top of the charts? First of all, in the video game space, streaming is mainly about video games. I'm sorry. There are good women gamers, but generally speaking, men are better gamers. There are, at the very least, in our society, there are more men that are better gamers than women, generally speaking. If you want to top the charts, maybe it's a skill issue. And it doesn't always just come down to, oh my god, he's so good at this video game, let's get him to the top of the charts. There's a creative element to it, so making up cool challenge runs, cool mods, things like that. Things like Prop Hunt in Elden Ring, things like GeoGuessr in Security Breach. Fun, creative sort of videos like that. Generally speaking, it's more men that I see that not only do create and are able to do those challenge runs, but also who make the mods and the codes and whatever that you need to do that challenge run. There's a funny element to it. Like Markiplier, generally speaking, I've seen some games where Markiplier is amazing, but generally speaking, Mark's not like a top-notch gamer. He's not like a freaking sort of speed runner, deathless, hitless run sort of streamer. He's just a funny guy. He streams games and he's funny. Well, we know the reputation of women in comedy, don't we? And I'm not trying to be like, ladies, you fucking suck. I'm not trying to browbeat women here, but generally speaking, yeah. There are more men who are more funny. There are more men that do more creative and interesting challenge runs. There are more men who, yes, are just better gamers. Instead of bitching and moaning that you're not at the top of the charts, that you're not making as much money as a PewDiePie or a Markiplier or a Jacksepticeye or even an Asmongold or whatever. Why don't you take the millions? Because keep in mind, Pokimane is a fucking millionaire. As much as she tries to deny as being part of the rich. Eat the rich. Aren't you the rich? No, I mean like the mega rich. Funny how that works, isn't it? Why don't you just be content with making millions of dollars for being a hoe and playing games? Why can't you just be happy with that? I cannot get into this mind space of this perpetual miserable victimhood status that so many of these e-girl hoes have. I don't get it. If I was in Pokimane's position here, I would be extremely grateful. I would be so happy. Instead, she's just so fucking miserable because I don't have as many simps as I did when I was young, 15 to 10 years ago. Boo fucking who? I'm not at the top of the charts, it's because I'm a woman. No, it's because you're just another B-rate player. But you happen to be attractive, so that attracts naturally more men. Maybe she's just bitter because she's losing her place to a bunch of VTubers. Anime girls only require half the maintenance, fellas. Woman helps create the very environment where female gamers and streamers are assumed to be e-girls just doing it for money and attention, then gets mad when it impacts her negatively. Translation: I miss when Simps gifted me free shit before I helped turn gaming into a victimhood safe space. Congrats, you're old news in the market you flooded. Yeah, everybody is fucking roasting her here. And I love to see it. We're moving on to some broader stories outside the internet. I found this one and I'm like, what? Half-naked twerking spring breaker hurled from Jeep in horrifying Texas crash. A half-naked reveler in Texas twerked atop a speeding SUV moments before the vehicle's drunk driver smashed into a car and sent him flying, a viral video shows. Okay, I was trying to be sensitive to the victim at first, but this is just starting to sound more and more like Darwinism. The 22-year-old man sustained a serious head injury after flying off the Jeep in the spring break hotspot of Port Aransas, a beach enclave near Corpus Christi, local police told KRIS 6. The video, which went viral on social media, shows the man dancing suggestively on the roof. Another clip shows the aftermath of the crash, in which paramedics treat his injuries while the driver and passengers, all wearing swimsuits, look on. Oh boy, here's the clip. Dude, why? Darwin Awards. Oh boy. The Jeep driver, Riley Rhodes, was arrested for DWI after failing a breathalyzer test, according to K3 TV. I'm guessing that is. Rhodes faces charges of intoxication, assault, and is being held in the Nueces County Jail on a $10,000 bond, the outlet said. The tragic high-speed twerking. the way they worded that. Only during spring break in America would you hear the term tragic high-speed twerking. Was one of several incidents in a weekend of chaos for Port Aransas, which only has around 3,000 permanent residents, but hosts 80,000 to 100,000 spring breakers every year. The town's mayor, Wendy Moore, told K3 TV. Tragic high-speed twerking. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? Okay, this one's a little more serious. I want to get your guys' opinions on this, so let me know in the comments. Newsom, governor of California, says he is blocking Louisiana's push to extradite a doctor accused of mailing abortion pills. So basically, California is like an abortion sanctuary state, but Louisiana, I don't know specifically what their terms are, but if it's anything like other states in this region, in this general Bible Belt South sort of area, it's probably very, very stringent, like the heartbeat bill, for example, or it's even like, I think it's Arkansas, or Alabama, I think it's Alabama, no exceptions unless it risks the mother's life, like even rape and incest, which... yeah, that's really helping the stereotype about Southerners, guys. Thanks a lot. Sacramento, California. California Governor Gavin Newsom said Wednesday he was blocking Louisiana's attempt to extradite a doctor in the Golden State accused of mailing abortion pills. The Democratic governor's announcement comes a day after Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry, a Republican, said he sent the extradition paperwork in an effort to bring the physician to justice. Louisiana has some of the strictest anti-abortion laws in the country, while California law aims to protect abortion providers from criminal prosecution for treating out-of-state patients. Newsom said extraditing the doctor would have violated an executive order he signed in 2022, barring state agencies in his administration from assisting other states' efforts to prosecute abortion providers. We will not allow extremist politicians from other states to reach into California and try to punish doctors based on allegations that they provided reproductive health care services. Healthcare. He sent a statement, "Not today, not ever." Landry's office did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Newsom's announcement. Louisiana was pushing to extradite Remy Coito? I don't know how to pronounce that name. A physician in the San Francisco Bay Area. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill said Tuesday Coito faced a criminal charge of abortion by means of abortion-inducing drugs and risked spending up to 50 years in jail if convicted. An email and a telephone message seeking to comment from Coito Tuesday on the extradition push went unanswered. I read the California side of this, and I kind of just roll my eyes. I read the Louisiana side of this, and I roll my eyes. I cannot stress this enough. Generally speaking, I am pro-choice. I don't like the radical ends of either side. I think that things like the heartbeat bill, it's kind of stringent. It's very stringent, if I'm being honest. But it's like a decent compromise, really. I really fucking hate it when Republicans just tank their reputation and career trying to die on the hill of, we want to ban Plan B pills in our state. We want to ban any and all abortion, even in the case of rape and incest. I think that's fucking retarded, especially if you're trying to enlist more youth. The boomers are already pretty fucking Democrat. Contrary to popular belief, boomers are extremely Democrat. There's a reason all the daylight protests, when it comes to leftists, most of them are just boomers. If you're trying to enlist more young people, because allegedly there's this big Republican conservative upswing in the youth, and you want to further that, overwhelmingly still, the youth are more independent, are way more across the board socially liberal, including on abortion. When you say, let's federally ban abortion even in the case of rape and incest, let's do shit like this, that's not speaking to the youth. That's just basically a way to lose the moderates on your side. And then on the contrary, I really hate, as someone with a soul, I really don't like, the culture of abortion, like what it's led to, how it's viewed in 2026 as like it's just another form of birth control, or if I decide in my third trimester, hey, I want to be petty toward my man, or hey, I changed my mind, I'm just gonna kill this thing, it's nothing to me anyway. As some crazy TikTok moms are doing, I'm going to do what the fuck I want while I'm pregnant. I'm going to drink, I'm going to smoke, I'm going to drink coffee, I'm going to do all the things you're not supposed to do while you're pregnant. And if the baby winds up fucked up because of this, I'll still get an abortion anyway. I hate that sort of culture that has stemmed from it. And I really don't like this sort of loosey-goosey, protect all abortions. All abortions are the equivalent of like a rape victim who has like a 5-day-old fetus aborting her child. That instance, I hate the idea that that tragic and specific and yes, rare instance of where abortion makes so much sense, used as this blanket statement to run cover for any and all abortions, as in some college hoe got knocked up, was being reckless, and now is just going to get an abortion and brag about it on social media for clout. I hate that is used. I hate that why that reasoning is used in tandem with leftists trying to run cover for women who commit fucking infanticide. Like abortion, well, technically it's wrong, but abortion could have solved this. She should have had access to abortion, poor mom. I fucking hate that. And I hate the sort of make it comfortable after it's born, and then we'll talk about, I hate the sort of up to birth. Just stay out of the radical ends of both sides, and I can work with you on abortion. So when I read things like this, I look at both sides and I'm like, both of you are so fucking annoying. That's my stance on it. Again, in my opinion, please share yours in the comments. Everybody's welcome, okay? Doesn't matter if you're more Republican, conservative, doesn't matter if you're more Democrat, liberal. Everybody's welcome here. You can share your opinion in the comments. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this situation again. California doctor mailed abortion pills to Louisiana where they're banned, I'm assuming. Louisiana wants to charge the doctor for that, wants to extradite this doctor to Louisiana so they can try him based on their state laws. California is trying to protect that doctor, saying all he did was provide health care. There's so much about this I hate. First of all, abortion's not fucking health care. It really isn't. If it's to save the mother's life, okay. Otherwise, God knocked up that doesn't want to be pregnant anymore. It's not fucking health care. It's like calling the fucking double mastectomy or that stupid facial feminization thing. It's like calling that healthcare. It's not fucking healthcare. It's cosmetic. Shut up. I think it should be your right as an adult to get those surgeries. Absolutely. It's just not your fucking right. You're not entitled to it. It's not fucking healthcare. It's cosmetic. This is not a life-saving surgery. Healthcare is supposed to be life-saving. And there are people who try to constantly just bend the logic of what is life-saving. This is like me going, I have body dysmorphia. I want to kill myself because I think I'm so ugly. If I got fucking breasts and Botox, I would feel so much better about myself and I wouldn't kill myself. It doesn't mean against healthcare. So there's that. The next point. Did this doctor do something wrong? Should he be charged? I definitely, in any world, don't think he should be charged with fucking 50 years in prison. That's fucking insane. Oh my god. That is ridiculous. That's like a charge for if this doctor got on an airplane, went into Louisiana, set up a back alley shop in the middle of fucking New Orleans, some seedy part of New Orleans, and ran like a frickin' black market abortion clinic. Maybe then you could charge him that much. Otherwise, it makes no fucking sense. Sent out some pills that the women presumably ordered from him, that the women took. Which I don't think you should be charging the women either, for the record. Hopefully they're not. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, so the 50 years thing is absolutely insane. Do I think the doctor did wrong? Period. Whatsoever. By sending pills that are presumably illegal in Louisiana to Louisiana for women to take those pills and get an abortion. That is a hard question. From a constitutional standpoint, you don't have a fucking right. You don't have an American fundamental right to a fucking abortion or to whatever drugs to induce an abortion. And because of that, like, if one state says they're legal or illegal, I really don't give a fuck. I like that Roe v. Wade was overturned. Let the states duke it out. Even as a pro-choice person. It's like, on one hand, I want to roll my eyes at Louisiana. 50 years for handing out abortion pills that the women ordered and the women took, that the doctor just mailed out, which I don't think you should be mailing those out. I don't know if these are prescription or not. If they're like prescription, great. There's something to say about that. But if it's just like over-the-counter Plan B, whatever, what the fuck ever. You shouldn't get 50 fucking years for that. But on the other hand, California, protect our abortion providers. Like there's some kind of minority group. Protect our abortion providers like there's some kind of special class of citizen. What the fuck, man? Abortion sanctuaries, quote unquote, come with their own issues. But I still don't like this Louisiana being so fucking ridiculous with their enforcement of it. Let me know what you think of this story. This whole thing just perpetually makes me roll my eyes. It's so exhausting. Let's move on. 2 years ago, so not recent, to be clear, I found this on Reddit, and it makes me want the asteroid to come now. Spoiler alert, there's a story about that coming up. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend after she wanted our relationship to be pussy free? What? Okay, let's read. Let's give the benefit of the doubt here. So, I was dating my last girlfriend and it was okay. However, there were a lot of red flags. First, she just had an aversion to complimenting me or making me feel good. Immediate red flag. For my first birthday together, she straight up didn't do anything. I did a lot of eventful stuff for her birthdays, but nothing for me. Also, she's a narcissistic asshole. Is she an e-girl by chance? Also, she found out I was Jewish, and she just seemed to like me less after that. Potential Hassan viewer. The last straw for me was when she talked about wanting us to be pussy free. She saw it on TikTok. Of fucking course, it's a TikTok trend. Oh my god, this better not be like a big thing. It is a weird femdom dynamic that meant no sex for me. She would possibly sleep around, and she even talked about chastity for me. What the fuck? What kind of absolute beta cuck would agree to this? She said this is something she saw on TikTok. If this is a thing, if this is actually a thing with anyone, what kind of cuck is agreeing to that? First of all, just sleeping around in general, red flag. She's sleeping around, and then you can't sleep around, otherwise you're... Oh my god. So this isn't even like an open relationship. This isn't even, which is weird enough. Open relationships are already so fucking weird. Polyamorous sort of shit, already so fucking weird. Again, libertarian-minded. You have a right to do what you want behind closed doors. I just have a right to call you fucking weird for it. But at the same time, this is fucking insane. Girlfriend sleeps around, but she's going to call you unfaithful if you do the same. So open relationship for her, but not for you. A one-sided open relationship. That is fucking insane. Where are we going as a society? Bring the meteor. Spoiler alert. I said I did not like this and immediately put my foot down. She then attempted to kind of backtrack, promising that she would pay for me to get a happy ending massage at a place that she knew did them. I said no and told her to get out of my house. Good on you, buddy. She then called me back asking to discuss our relationship. She said she would reconsider the pussy-free thing. Her offer was that she would give me a three-way with a friend of hers. What am I reading? What? Hey, I really want to repair my relationship with you, so you can fuck my friend here. What? She also said she would compliment me more. Oh, wow. A woman complimenting a man. The sad thing is that is kind of rare nowadays. But if this is your boyfriend or partner, whatever the fuck he is to you, how can I reconcile my relationship with my partner? Maybe if I start complimenting him for once. Wow, it's like she's that close to self-awareness. Then she's not gonna get there. We know she's not gonna get there, whoever this freak is. And she would maybe pleasure me more without her, but I said no. Oh my god, this is so fucking weird. I know it sounds like I only care about sex, but like this pussy... What kind of gaslighting was going on to make this guy have to ask, am I the asshole? This is 2 years ago, for the record. This is older. I really hope that this is not a thing. I really hope that this has not grown as a thing since then. She also says some weird stuff about not wanting my small Jew cock, but before, when she only knew I was part Turkish, she said she loved Turkish men, and one thing she said about it. This bitch is crazy! And what kind of gaslighting was going on to make this guy have to come on here? To be fair, if he's coming onto Reddit, that is a little bit of a red flag himself. But still, what makes you think that you have to ask if you're the asshole, if you're in the wrong? Or it sounds like I only care about sex because my girlfriend says she wants to sleep around and not sleep with me, and I can't sleep with anybody, including her. Yeah, that's insane. That is insane. And then yeah, as this guy said, that's some weird race fetish shit. Yeah, that's just fucking weird, man. Oh my god. I really hope that this is not more of a thing. Oh my god. What is wrong with this world? What do you know about this? Do you think this has grown, or do you think this is a trend that has hopefully fallen into the depths, the 9th level of hell that is TikTok's past, and stayed there? Or do you think it crawled its way back up? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know. Okay. Remember how I said spoiler alert, asteroid incoming? Yeah, actually. 7-ton asteroid lights up the northeast Ohio skies. Fragments above Medina County. Fireball lit up skies across northeast Ohio Tuesday morning after a 7-ton asteroid entered the atmosphere and broke apart over Medina County, NASA confirmed. The space agency said the meteor was first detected at 8:57 a.m. off Lake Erie near Lorain. It traveled more than 34 miles through the atmosphere before breaking up, with some fragments falling to the ground. That's a rocky or metal piece of fragment that's floating through space that comes in contact with our atmosphere. It's that friction that creates that streak of light that we see, said Jondar Bradshaw, a community engagement coordinator for the Great Lakes Science Center. It's very rare because the Earth has such a thick atmosphere that object actually makes it all the way to the ground. Astronomer Jay Reynolds explained Tuesday's experience was once in a lifetime. A shared experience, the sound of meteors, something from space coming in, Reynolds says. It's a big deal. How often does this happen? Very rarely. Reynolds spoke with 19 News about what meteorite that might be found could look like. It feels like that sentence is very wrong. Maybe I just read it weird. What you want to look for is something in your backyard that shouldn't be there, Reynolds said. Look at the rocks. Look at them carefully. You'd be surprised and just say, well, what's the big deal? Yeah, it's a meteorite. Pressure wave caused the big boom. The meteor, estimated at 6 feet in diameter, was traveling at 40,000 miles per hour. Whoa, fuck, man, that's... Imagine getting hit by that. NASA said when it broke up, it unleashed the pressure wave responsible for the loud boom heard throughout northeast Ohio. That's pretty incredible right here in our own backyard, said Bradshaw. NASA said people report seeing the fireball in places as far as Ontario, Canada. Wow. There are also witnesses in Delaware, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and the District of Columbia. I probably wouldn't have seen it. I kinda am in a broader sense this region, but I'm probably too far to see it, but would have been cool. Home shook in Strongsville and beyond. In Strongsville, Carrie Wozniak sorry, man, said the boom shook her entire house. It was just like a boom, she said. It was just all at once and shook the house. Carrie said the force knocked items from shelves inside her home. Oh, so that's what this is. Yeah, man, that's crazy. Look at that. All of that from a meteor boom. They like started leaning forward and all this stuff just started leaning off of them. Like I'm picking up glass. Like, what was that? She said her first thought was that something had struck her house. You go from, did something fall on myself? Was there a home explosion? She said. Hope, Intihar, and Tihar. Sorry. Why are all Ohio names this insane to pronounce? I'm sorry. Said her house shook as well near Cleveland State's campus. I heard it like my house shook. I literally felt like a car hit my house. It freaked me out. I thought my dog, knocked over a trash can or something heavy. She said she looked out her windows after finding nothing inside to explain the shaking. Meteorologist Jeff Tanchak said the meteor would have been visible to the naked eye had the skies been clear. Meteorologist Kelly Dobeck noted that once a meteor reaches the ground, it is classified as a meteorite. No injuries have been reported. Oh, that's good. Again, imagine being hit by that thing. Maybe it'll show us some, clips. Oh, cool.
That it shook the doorbell camera in this location. The source?
I see it.
You see it streaking through the sky, a meteor falling over
That's
northeast
crazy,
Ohio.
man.
And needless to say, that noise and light created a mini panic as thousands of people took to the area and flooded our phones trying to figure out what happened, what that boom was all about.
And this morning, our 19 news at...
Yeah, man. Look at that. That's so crazy. Man.
And check out your door.
That's super cool. That's cool, but kind of terrifying. Next story. A little bit of pop culture for the day. The Academy is extremely upset after Teyana Taylor said Oscars security shoved her. Video circulated online of what seemed to be the aftermath of the incident, with an upset Taylor telling a man that he was rude for putting your hands on a female. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences offered its support to Teyana Taylor after the One Battle After Another star alleged she was shoved by security at the Oscars on Sunday. Videos circulated online of what seemed to be the aftermath of the incident. Okay, aftermath. I'm willing to give credence to the story at the same time. Something I absolutely hate about things that go viral on X and stuff is that so much of the incidents that go viral, where the fight is already started, the aftermath is being filmed. We're not seeing the prequel. The prequel will come out days later. But in the meantime, you're relying on the accounts to tell the truth of the situation, and as you can imagine, very rarely they actually do. Most of the time, they're just are filling in the gaps with what they want to be true, right? I remember a incident that went viral the other day that I even commented on was a male student. It was a fight that had already started, and it showed a male student trying to hold back a female student. And he was asking for help, guys, do something. And the female student, as soon as she gets her arms free, she's trying to smack him, she's trying to hit him. So the dude fucking slams her against a desk and she falls, presumably unconscious or something. She would not get off of him. And everybody was being like, what happened to men where they think they can just pull these wrestling moves on women and throw them around like ragdolls? Nobody knows how to be a gentleman anymore. The ladies are acting beneath gentlemen half the time, and sure enough, when the full story comes out, that is what happened. She threw a metal water bottle and a laptop at him, and then started punching and kicking and clawing and being a crazy bitch. She would even go for his eyes. And you can see in the video, she's not stopping. He's asking for help, trying to restrain her. He's not getting help. Everybody's just watching, bystander effect, I guess. And then, what is he gonna do? Defends himself. And oh my god. There's somebody in the comments if that was my daughter, I would be suing them. It's not the boy's fault that your daughter is a psycho bitch who clearly didn't have discipline in her life. If anything, that's your fault for not disciplining her. Oh my god. So, bringing it back to the point, I hate it when stuff goes viral and it's the aftermath. I hate it when stuff goes viral and the video starts in the middle of the fight, after the fight has already started. And then the story comes out and oh fuck. But then, of course, that oh fuck moment is only going to reach about half the audience. People are just going to memory hole what they first saw initially and be like, oh my god, I can't believe this young man would beat up a lady for no good reason. Blah, 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 blah. An upset Taylor told a man that he was rude for putting your hands on a female. She then told someone else that he literally shoved me, according to the clip circulating on social media. Everybody is having a good time, but when you shove me, that's a different story, Taylor told a woman next to her in the video. The Academy identified the person involved as a member of the outside security team hired for the awards ceremony. It had been made clear that the behavior is unacceptable, the Academy said. In its statement, the Academy thanked Taylor for her remarkable grace in the incident, and added that it is taking measures to ensure it does not happen again. We were extremely upset to learn about the experience endured. Endured. They make it sound like she was fucking punched in the face or fucking groped. You were lightly shoved, and you turned around and said that's rude. Which, to be fair, I don't think you should be shoving people at random, but again, we don't know the context. If this guy just shoved her for no reason, that's kind of an asshole move. Does it really warrant this level of response? I don't think so. I don't know. It's just because it's an actor that people probably even care about this. But, and again, I hate that we only see the aftermath of these incidents. We are extremely upset to. Yeah, I already read that. The security firm acknowledged a brief incident between a member of its team and Taylor in a statement to Variety. During that interaction, there was incidental contact, and we regret that the situation escalated, the firm said. This is not the standard of professionalism we expect from our team, and we have addressed the matter internally to ensure situations like this do not happen again. Taylor told TMZ on Sunday night that security was just doing a lot, but that she was fine and happy. I think the first thing people do is definitely, make assumptions, Taylor said, but at the end of the day, I just don't tolerate disrespect, especially when it's unwarranted. Taylor was nominated Sunday night for the Best Supporting Actress award, but lost to Weapons star Amy Madigan. She still had an opportunity to get on stage at the ceremony as one battle after another took home the Oscar for Best Picture. Whatever. Maybe that means something to you guys. I have no idea what I just read. I'm kind of out of the loop when it comes to a lot of media. I tuned out of TV long ago. Okay, so again, if this was just like... I don't want to just ascribe malicious intent to the dude, but if you just randomly shove somebody, I think that's bad. I think you should be called out on it. Okay. On the other hand, I don't like that we only see the aftermath. I don't like that we don't have the pretext, basically. Make of that what you will. I definitely don't think that this is, like, front page news. What the fuck, man? If this had literally been anyone else, not a literal actress, nobody would fucking care. A final story, I thought this was interesting. From Business Insider, more than 1,400 stores are set to close across the US in 2026. Here's the list. More than 1,400 US retail stores and restaurants are set to close by the end of 2026. Major chains, including Wendy's and Macy's, are citing efficiency as the reason behind the closures. Eddie Bauer is one of the latest companies to announce closures. Bauer? I don't know how to pronounce that. Retailers and restaurants are gearing up for another wave of store closures. It's shaping up to be the continuation of a retail pullback that Business Insider tracked in 2024 and 2025. Major chains from department stores like Macy's and Saks Fifth Avenue to restaurant chains like Pizza Hut and Wendy's have already announced multi-year closure plans that extend into 2026, as have some niche stores. Some companies, such as Macy's, are closing their physical stores to invest more resources in their online businesses. In 2025, Business Insider tracked around 1,400 closures as of late December. Retail data and consultant firm CoreSite Research predicted earlier in the year that roughly 15,000 retail locations would close in the year. So far for 2026, Business Insider has identified more than 1,400 planned closures. Okay, so this kind of lines up with a big trend that started mainly during the COVID era, but kind of not just like continued, but exploded in the following years, 2021, 2022. Especially in large blue cities like San Francisco. San Francisco is probably the worst, honestly. Portland, Seattle, not far behind. The COVID obviously hit everybody hard. That was hard enough. A lot of major, even chains, that hit small businesses the worst, but even major chains are starting to downsize because of that. But then the BLM riots and just that sort of crime culture and defund the police movement that persisted in those cities in 2021, 2022, 2023, to lesser of an extent, but still there's remnants of it today. For example, San Francisco, basically if you stole under $1,000 in San Francisco, it was considered a misdemeanor, and they don't charge you for misdemeanors. So basically, you could walk into a store, steal a bunch of shit, and as long as it was under $1,000 worth of merch, you wouldn't get charged. And the store owners couldn't do anything. There's so many videos that went viral during that time of people just walking into these stores and walking out. And of course, like, nobody's keeping track of who specifically is doing this. Nobody's keeping track of how many stores they hit up in a day. So they're stealing well beyond like $1,000 worth of shit. They're just hitting different targets. They're just doing it at separate times. They're spacing it out a little to fly under the radar. And the sad part is that it worked. And obviously, there's this pro-crime, let's not charge criminals, let's not help business owners. Small businesses were destroyed, demolished. None of them could survive it. And it got so bad that even the chain stores could not feasibly stay open. They were making negative profits. So places like Walgreens, like Safeway, even fucking Walmart. You have to be a pretty fucking failure of a city if you're driving Walmart out of your city. And yeah, all those box stores, all those big chains started closing down too and pulling out of places like San Francisco. San Francisco was hit the worst, but it was definitely like states all across California, and it also hit Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, even New York to an extent. It's slowed down because there is some backtracking on a lot of those policies that led to that sort of pro-crime culture, but it is still very present. It is still a big problem, so as long as it's a problem, there are presumably a lot of stores that are going to keep pulling out of this state, including In-N-Out, by the way, which In-N-Out said they're coming to Tennessee. Hell yeah! Come to mama, In-N-Out. Let's see what some of these closures are. Francesca has over 400 stores. I've never even heard of this place, have you? Maybe it's an East Coast thing, or a South. I don't know. 300 Wendy's stores. Wow. Pizza Hut, 250 stores. Makes sense. Eddie Bauer? I've never heard of Eddie Bauer. 175 stores across the US and Canada. Carter's, 100 stores. This could also be due to the population crisis that we're having. Macy's, 80 stores. Yeah, like the intro said, some of these stores, it's not because like the crime culture, some of them just want to transfer to online sales. Of course, that's just what they're saying, their reasoning is. I imagine online shopping is so big now that a lot of these places that is a legitimate reason. But still, you can tell some of them are like, you know why they're actually wanting to get out, they just don't want to say why they're trying to get out, you know what I mean? Kroger, 60 stores. Grocery giant Kroger said in June 2025 that it planned to close 60 unprofitable stores across the US. Saks off 5th. Never heard of it. Luxury outlet retailer. Designer. That's why I don't know about it. I get my garbage from the Hot Topic still, and you know what? I enjoy it. It may fall apart in a year, but at least it doesn't look half as ridiculous as so many of those designer clothes. And it doesn't break my wallet every time I have to buy clothes. Grocery outlet, 36 stores. I've never shopped at a grocery outlet. That's kind of like what the Winco, however you pronounce it, was to us. Do Wincos still exist? Wow. Saks Fifth Avenue. Yankee Candle. Aw, man. I love Yankee Candle. Oh. My mom and I used to explore there in the mall when we went. Neiman Marcus? Or stores? REI? Yeah, so far I don't recognize any of these except Yankee Candle. Grocery outlet, sort of. Kroger, Macy's. And obviously Pizza Hut and Wendy's. That's all I recognize. There were some major ones that were pulling out of San Francisco. Let me show you. Yeah, here, okay. report 70 companies leaving San Francisco in 2020 through 2025, and they're mainly going to Texas, but they're also looking at Arizona, Colorado, Florida, North Carolina, Tennessee, and just a hodgepodge of other random locations. Once the hub for tech companies in the world, San Francisco is now facing a wave of businesses leaving the Bay Area. An astonishing 35% of San Francisco's workforce works primarily from home. Yeah, that's all the tech girls that pretty much do nothing but moderate Twitter every once in a while. Yeah, a lot of these articles will say like, well, it's because of the online remote work. Well, it's because of XYZ. It's also because of the crime culture, I'm telling you. That's a big medical company. Simply Learn. X, of course. You probably knew that one. Silicon Valley is like the lifeblood of San Francisco. You start losing Silicon Valley, that's bad. McAfee. That's a big one. That's a big cybersecurity company. Most laptops, most computers that I know come like with McAfee pre-installed. It's a major go-to. Chevron, U.S. oil company planning to sell its headquarters located at Chevron Park in San Ramon, California, so it can move to a more modern space. So they're moving to Texas. They lost fucking Chevron. Tesla, predictably. Another Musk thing. ACOM, Charles Schwab. I hate the name Schwab now. Oracle, that's a major one. CBRE Group, Palantir, that's a big one. I fucking hate Palantir, but I'm still laughing that California's not going to get that sort of money. Companies reducing office space in San Francisco, but not technically moving. Airbnb, Chime, Credit Karma, Eventbrite, Intel, Lyft, Meta, PayPal, Pinterest, Reddit, Yelp. Retailers closing stores in San Francisco. Westfield, San Francisco Center. That was a massive fucking shopping center. That's a big one. Nordstrom. The flagship Nordstrom store. Hilton, Whole Foods, Old Navy. The city is so bad you can't even keep Whole Foods in San Francisco? That's pretty fucking bad. You can't even keep Whole Foods in Hippie Central. That's pretty bad. Anthropology, Amazon Go, Office Depot, H&M. The Real if you care about that shit. Banana Republic, Athleta, The Container Store, Crate and Barrel, Gap, Snap. Yeah. There's just so many. I don't even think any of these are the full list. And there's more of them in 2026. A lot of these are also saying like they have closed headquarters and moved out. There's even more of them that are like sitting on the fence or have like announced that they're moving, but they're just not going to be through with it until it's 2026 because it's a large operation. Like In-N-Out, again, In-N-Out is native to California. Yeah, they're planning to move to mainly Tennessee and spread out from there. But they don't show up on these lists because that's not going to be done till like they're not going to be done for like another couple of years. So I don't remember the exact end date. I just remember that they were moving out. So anyway, that's all that I have for you today. I feel like that was a good talk. Let me know what you think of these stories down below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I know it's easy to overlook for you guys, but it means so much to us content creators, especially tiny channels like me. So please, if you will, any little bit helps. Any teeny tiny little bit helps indeed. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself, and I will see you in the next video sometime soon. My friends, my spectators, thank you so much for watching, and farewell.